to my channel and welcome to my website. My name is Daryl and this is Programming in Any Language. My site and my channel, Programming in Any Language, is an effort to put the concept of programming in one place. Many years ago, you could program computers by manipulating switches on a panel, creating binary instructions. In the 1940s, assembly languages programming was the way it was done. Assembly language used 3-character instructions to change the contents of binary registers in the computer. Programming in assembly was slow, but far faster than individually setting switches, so that's an improvement. In the 1950s, great leaps were made with the introduction of Fortran and COBOL. Fortran was scientifically focused, while COBOL was business focused. They both were huge advances to the industry, because now we can use English words to change those binary registers in the computer. Vast improvement. Yes, still complex, but now much easier to learn and do. Dozens of programming languages followed. RPG in 1959, BASIC in 1964, one of my favorites, C in 1972, C++ in 1980, Python in 1990, followed by Visual Basic in 1991. Java was introduced in 1995, C# came around in 2001, and Swift in 2014. And I've skipped over hundreds of other languages that still exist today. All of these were created to make the process easier. Back in the 1980s, I could remember talking to a computer vendor about one of my clients. I mentioned that I just completed a rather complex application for the client. It took me a month to do this project. The vendor commented that if I had been working on this application on a mainframe computer using COBOL, it would have taken a year. Yeah, he was right. Back in those days, it took a long time to write applications, even with multiple programmers. That was an eye-opener for me. Programming has gotten faster. The one thing all languages have in common is that they convert instructions to binary format so that the computer can read them. But languages today are fashioned so that the process is more logical to human beings and easier to learn. Bottom line, they're all pretty much the same. Sort of like different dialects of the English language. I'm actually from Wisconsin. And anyone know what a bubbler is? In Wisconsin, it's a water fountain or a drinking fountain. Pretty much the only place in the world where it's called that. Computer languages work the same way. You might define a decimal number as a float in one language. It might be called a double in another. But to the computer, it is a series of ones and zeros, switches that are either on or off, representing a decimal number in binary format. This is confusing stuff to the beginner. Not surprising. But not all that difficult once it's explained properly. That's what this website does. That's what this channel does. Everything you need to know is presented in video format. Since there are hundreds of videos covering hundreds of concepts, viewing them in an order is ideal. That's sometimes a little difficult if you just rely completely on YouTube. So, this website is a tool organizing all those videos for you. And this video in particular is a grand tour of the website to show you where it all is. Since this website is a work in progress, and it'll probably never actually be done, you will continue to see it evolve over time. Nothing's ever done. And at present, the videos cover working in C#, but everything we do can be done in Java, Python, and virtually any other language, any other programming language. And we'll get to Python down the road. Those languages will be housed here too. So what do we got? Behind me, you see the home page for Programming in Any Language. As you scroll down, you'll see a welcome video, the video you are watching right now. It's followed by a video discussing which language might be the best to learn first. That video will suggest C# is a good place to start. And the button at the bottom takes you there. The C# link up in the menu section takes you there too. Let's take a look. In the C# section, the C# overview, you will find several sections. Right now, as you scroll down, you'll find the speed track. It consists of lessons and getting the software you will need. Further on down, you'll find the basics. It too has lessons, applications, and tools. This is the place to start when you are learning C# from the beginning. Following the basics, you'll find decisions. Again, lessons, applications, tools. Here you learn how a programming language can make decisions with your commands and your data. It's a major part of programming languages. The next section is another major part of programming language. It's loops. Same concept, lessons, applications, and tools. This section is still being developed as I record this video, but it'll be completed probably the next few months as I work on these things. And then other concepts will be added as well. Now, let's jump back to that speed track. This can be taken before you do the basic or decisions or anything else. It's basically there to get you a jump start. It can be taken at any time. I pretty much hand-hold the programming with you in order to give you immediate success and to whet your appetite to learning more. Let's take a look at some of those lessons so you can see what this is all about. When you jump to the speed track lessons, you'll find a video showing you the database application that you're going to build. You're actually going to build a database application. It's followed up with videos showing you how to get the language, planning the application. Planning is an important part. Getting the tools, the IDE, and where you'll build the application. Setting up a place on your hard drive which can actually put this thing together. And finally, all the remaining videos actually show you how to build the application one step at a time. And you'll be using things in C# you've never used before. How those things work will have to be taken on faith for now, as you haven't gone through the basics or decisions or loops or anything else. But that's okay. I want to get your feet wet, basically, in this kind of thing. It will whet your appetite to want to learn how those things work. The final video in the speed track section is a wrap-up. Altogether, by focusing on this section for a week or two, you will successfully build this database application. That's going to leave you feeling pretty good. And it sets you up for learning more about C#. The next logical step would be the basics. You can start out with that, or you can do it after the speed track. So here you are introduced to the Visual Studio IDE in detail. You'll learn about the text box and string variables. You'll learn how they are stored, how they are concatenated, and their scope. You'll learn about numeric variables as well, and math. You'll learn about what to do when things go wrong, and things do go wrong all the time. That's exception handling. And when you are done, you could jump over to the applications page and learn how to use those things you just learned. And you'll be creating basically a flashcard application to do that. Now, let's jump over to the decision section. That'll be the next section you take after the basics. Here you'll learn what the decision structure is. You'll learn the if statements, the if-else statement. You'll learn how to nest decision structures. In other words, put one inside the other. You'll learn about the if-else-if logical operators, more on data conversion, exceptions, and input validation. A lot of busy words there. And finally, the switch statement. What's that? Kind of new to programming, but it's there. And the website continues. But let's jump up to contents. This is basically a one-page summary or jumping off place for everything contained in the website. This truly shows the order as to how each is structured. This is the go-to place once you're familiar with the site. The opening format is in condensed mode. Everything kind of shrunk down. Speed track, the basics, decisions, etc. They're all condensed. All you're seeing is basically the title. Clicking on any one of them opens up the detail hidden away. So if you open up the basics, you'll see all those things. Open up the speed track, all those will open up. That's the site. That's what it's all about. It's an important component or addition to the channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll enjoy the channel and the website and visit often. There's at least one new video every week. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you get a chance, please subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.